Anyone else sleeping tonight today? No, just me. How we doing? It's me, my co-monitor of the Dragon Family. Today it is Saturday, the August the 8th. When I film this, I'm gonna take a bath here in a minute. Not right now, but here in a minute. But it is your host of the Dragon Family Show. If you don't know who I am, don't worry. We talk about content from wrestling, movies, yard sales. Right? I do it all. But I make joke content. I do it all in this video. But it's something interesting. Because we're going to talk about something cool, something entertaining. That is, you already know. And that is fairy tale movies. Fairy tale movies and fairy tale shows. That's what you heard me. Fairy tale movies and fairy tale shows. Basically, yeah, starting off the list with none other than the one, the only, for fairy tale shows with this list is none other than the one, the only. You know it, you love it, you've seen it about 100 times, but when it was on the air, that is Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is a fairy tale show. But not only is it a fairy tale show, I didn't put it on my list of TV shows for, storytelling shows. It was, the funny word that I said that a couple of videos I did a while back. Anyway, next one for movies is Leprechaun. That's right, Leprechaun. Then of course we got Rumpelstiltskin. That's right. Wouldn't be a fairy tale list without horror films, would it? Nope. Next up is Little Red Riding Hood. That's right, Little Red Riding Hood, the cartoon Little Red Riding Hood. I know it's not called Little Red Riding Hood, but it's about Little Red Riding Hood. It doesn't matter. Next up is none other than everybody's favorite on this list. You know it. Hell, you've seen it. Probably. Next up is everybody's favorite. You know it. The one. The only. I'm tired, so excuse me if I keep on saying you know it. Okay? I just woke up, like I said. Give me a minute. The movie The Trolls. That's right, The Trolls is a fairy tale film. Now, these might not all be fairy tale films. These are films that have fairy tale tropes. Speaking of films that have fairy tale tropes, Lord of the Rings. That's right, you heard me say it. Lord of the Rings, not a fairy tale film, which was fairy tale films. That's right. Hansel and Gretel. There's multiple Hansel and Gretel films. Right? There's one from the 80s. Right? Hell, there's one from the 60s. Hell, there's one from the 30s. Hell, there's one from the 2013. Hansel and Gretel. You couldn't go without a decade without seeing a Hansel and Gretel film. Okay, next up. Sleeping Beauty. Snow White. Beauty and the Beast. Okay? These are all fairy tale films and fairy tale shows, but and then of course it wouldn't be a fairy tale list without the Grimm's Brother movie. What is the Grimm Brothers movie, you may ask? The Grimm's Brother movie is definitely fairy tale. Hell, without the Grimm's Brother, we wouldn't have dark fairy tales. Speaking of dark fairy tales, the one, the only, you know it, the only repeat, kind of, not really, is none other than the one, the only Red Riding Hood, the live-action horror film. Like I said, the only repeat, kind of. It's about the cartoon, now it's about the live-action. But the live-action Snow White film, Disney film, in the live-action Snow White horror film. But if it's about the Beauty and the Beast show from the 90s, that's right. This is fairy tale shows and movies. There's a lot to talk about in this list, believe me. Next up for fairy tales, Peter Pan. Peter Pan is a fairy tale. But the actual story behind Peter Pan is kind of fucked up. But let's talk about it, shall we? A man, right? His brother died when he was very young. Did not know he died. But so he wrote a fairy tale story about how his brother died. That was the beginning of Peter Pan. But remember that when you're eating Peter Pan peanut butter. Okay, next up for fairy tales. But this is fairy tale movies. Next up for fairy tale movies is none other than the one, the only. You know it, you love it, you've seen it probably a couple times. Is none other than the one, the only. You know it. Tinkerbell. That's right, Tinkerbell. There's multiple Tinkerbell movies. Multiple Tinkerbell movies, that's right. Wouldn't be a fairy tale list without a fairy. But next up for fairy tales is the one, the only, you know it. But you probably know this. You probably have seen this. You might not know this. It's not that well known of a TV show. Is the Fairy Tale Police Department. But I could end right there. I might just end right there. That's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one because not enough people know about that. The Fairy Tale Police Department. But lasted, I think, 2 seasons. Had roughly, I think, 90 episodes. Yeah. It's a show from the early 2000s, but I think it was from 2000. Yeah. It's a police department that handles fairy tales problems. Next up. It's like Supernatural, you know? Kind of, not Supernatural, X-Files, kind of, if X-Files was only hunting down fairy tale problems. Not really, but yeah, really. Okay, next up. Now we're explaining things. Let's get to the next one. For fairy tales, the last one. You know this one. You've probably seen this one. and that is Felangolly. That's right, Felangolly. Felangolly is the the fairies, pixies, and bats. And that's the Robin Williams movie where Robin Williams was like, I'm a bat, I'm Rooney, I'm crazy, that movie. And that is the last one for fairy tales. You would think. But then, of course, we got 2013's Epic, where we got talking frogs. But of course, we got none other than fairies. We got humans getting struck. Oh, but hold on. We got none other than 2018. We got My Big Giant Friend. And then, of course, we got 1987's cartoon Big Giant Friend. That's right.